Greetings, everyone. We've had some requests for some athletic yoga practices. So today my intention is to bring you a relatively short but sweet full body exercise yoga practice, good for the mind as well, of course, with a strong emphasis on upper body strength. So this will involve transferring some to a lot of our body weight onto the hands, the wrists. If that practice is not for you, or if you have sensitive wrists or any injury as well, and modify as always. Remember, yoga is all about non-harm, and that is going to be the strong focus for all of us during this challenging time. So with that, we'll get started. And I've set up my camera so that you can see most of me on the mat, and I'll just talk you through the parts that maybe you won't be able to visualize quite as well. Let me adjust the camera just a little. It might cut off the top of me, but we're going to start standing. Starting in mountain pose. And hands together, thumbs to the sternum. And with our awareness turning inward and into our individual breath rhythms. Take a moment or two for awareness of your surroundings, the sounds. With any luck, you'll be able to hear the little wren who's singing outside my window. Any smells that you're aware of. And take a mental scan of your body from head to toe, scanning for any places that may be a little tense, tight, needing a little extra attention or love today. And if you would like, set a special intention for healing for yourself and for all living beings, if you wish. Perhaps setting a breath intention if you would like to begin Ujjayi breathing, if that's a part of your yoga practice. You can begin anytime. Comfortable breath into and out of the nose if possible. And I recognize this is also allergy season heating up, so if you need to breathe through the mouth, that is always okay. Hopefully this practice will help alleviate some or all of your allergy symptoms. You just never know. Releasing your arms by your side. Shoulders up and back a couple times. Opening up the heart and the chest. Limbering up the shoulders. Coming to stillness with the arms. I'm going to step my feet a little bit wider apart. With your core engaged, extend your right arm out to the side, pressing your right palm towards the floor, and allow your left ear to melt towards the left shoulder. Your eyes can be open or closed. Maybe give a little movement to the head and check in with the neck muscles. And then with a stillness in the head, bring a little circle to the right arm, pressing your right palm towards the floor. Relaxing your jaw and all the muscles of the eyes. Change the direction of your circle of the arm. Relax the arm. Bringing the crown of the head up to the sky, just be aware of the neck muscles. Maybe they feel a little different, left to right. Press the left palm down towards the floor. Allow your right ear to melt towards your right shoulder. Maybe a little bit of movement with the head. Coming to stillness with the head, little circles of the left arm. You may even feel some tightness in the shoulder musculature, loosening up. This small movement, soft jaw, soft eyes, change direction of the arm circles. And while you're circling the arm a little bit longer, check in with your core muscles. If they've distended or totally relaxed, that's okay. Just bring awareness back into them, drawing belly to spine to protect your back. Setting that intention for your practice as well. Allow your left arm to relax. Carefully, crown of the head rises to the sky, chin towards your chest. Let the head be heavy for a moment or two, still engaged in your core. Allowing the weight of your head and gravity to allow the neck muscles to release. Upper back softening. Slowly unfurling the neck like a fiddle neck, and making your way towards the top of your mat. You don't have to have a mat. Towel, hard floor, soft floor, wherever you are is just fine. Inhale, reach out and overhead. Exhale, hands together, hands to heart. And repeat, inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. This time we'll exhale, forward fold, easing into your forward fold. Listen to your back, maybe bending your knees a little or a lot. Let the head be heavy. A little bit of a ragdoll movement side to side, if that feels good to your body. Inhale, rising halfway up. Exhale, fold. Either straight back up to standing or roll up. Inhale, reach out and overhead. Exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale. Both hands come to the floor. Step back to your plank. Knees can be on the mat or not. And we're just going to shift our weight a little bit side to side, checking in with the fingers, the wrists. Maybe you'd prefer a forearm plank today. Breathing, draw that belly to spine. Inhale here. Exhale as you lower. Elbows tickle your ribs on the way down. Through chaturanga to the floor. Extend your arms forward. Ease into your back bend. Lift your left arm and your right leg. Breathing, draw that navel to spine. Lower. Maybe you want to do just the arm or just the leg. Right arm, left leg. Neck is long. Gaze is towards the floor. And lower. One more time each side. If your feet start to cramp up, tuck the toes under. Breathing. Belly to spine. Lower, right arm, left leg. And lower. Slide the hands back, elbows under the shoulders. Coming into our Sphinx pose. Belly to spine. Fingers open wide. Try to hold or grab hold of the floor with your fingertips and pull yourself forward, decompressing your spine. Shoulders finding spaciousness away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale as you lower, sliding the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under, push through chaturanga or with the knees on the mat, up to plank or modified plank into downward facing dog. From this first down dog, go ahead and pedal your feet a little bit. Breathing. And bring your feet to stillness. Inhale, look forward to the front of your mat. Exhale, step or jump your feet forward, depending on your warmth. I'm certainly not ready to jump yet today. Inhale, rising halfway up. Exhale, fold. Either straight back up or rolling up to standing. Inhale, reach out and overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or jump your way to plank or modified plank. Inhale. Exhale as you lower, either all the way or hover in chaturanga. Inhale, either a baby cobra, upward facing dog, make it yours. Maybe skip this part of the vinyasa and take a child's pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, step or jump your way forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or jump to plank. Inhale, and again, you can skip this part of the vinyasa if back bends are not for you today. Exhale, do lower. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Shift your weight to the left foot, right leg lifts. We'll start with parallel hips, and then we'll open up and return to parallel. And open, and parallel. And open, bend your knee. Extend the leg long, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, return to parallel, knee to nose. Shifting your weight, getting a little warm, bringing more of your body weight into the upper body every time you exhale. And find a little version of cat pose here. One more time. And replace the right foot down. Shift to the other side. Left leg lifts, parallel. Open. Parallel. And open. And parallel. And open, bend the knee. Back to parallel. And knee to nose. Extend. Breathing. Every time you exhale, scoop out your core a little bit more in this power move. Last one. Replace the foot. And we'll walk forward. Come into hero pose, tucking your toes under. Allow your wrists to get a little rest. And let's give them the wrists some motion while we open up the feet. If you can see, I have my toes tucked under, getting a pretty good foot release. If it gets to be too much, you can always come off of them and sit on the tops of your feet. So little jellyfish-like motions with the hands. We'll be using them again, as long as that works for you. Breathing. So if you're like me, you've warmed up a little bit. I'm going to remove a layer. And just remember your intention or intention set for the practice. Carefully coming off the feet. Shift the weight back onto almost to the heels. We're going to roll through the feet a little bit here. Shifting the weight forward and back. And we're going to take a little twist here from this position. So I am up on the bottoms of my feet, making sure that works for you. We're going to start taking a little journey of the arms over to the right side. We're in preparation here for one of my favorite poses, the side crow or side crane. But it does involve a twist that may or may not work for everyone's spine on any given day. So remember to find the twist that works for you. Eventually, both your left elbow and your right elbow can make contact with the outside of your right thigh. Okay, that's a preparation move. We'll walk through center and over to the left side. This side may be very different for you. Maybe you want to keep one arm forward. Eventually, both elbows come into contact with the outside of the left thigh. So just play with this, easing into a twist today. And back to center. Walking the arms forward, we'll come into a tabletop. I'm going to turn sideways, just for the visual, and move through a few cat-cows here. This is just a checking in with your spine. All the muscles that support our core. You can allow your core muscles to be, your stomach muscles to be a little softer here. And then next time in neutral spine, take a gaze over your right shoulder towards your right hip and create a lateral curve in your spine. Just see how that feels. Giving the muscles above your left where I'm the tightest for sure. Inhale here. Exhale through center and over to the left side. Pause in this pose and breathe. Return to center. I'm going to turn and face you guys again. So fingers spread wide at the front of your mat. Tuck your toes under here from this tabletop position, lifting the hips up. Walk your feet back to downward facing dog and decompress your back. If the wrists need a little rest, you can come down onto the forearms into dolphin pose. Lots of options. Bringing your left foot to center, lift your right leg once more, bend the knee, and bring the right foot forward into a lunge. We'll take a low lunge for starters. Take your hands, take your fingers to your right toes and spread them out. Give them a little love. Your right knee is directly over your right ankle. Extend your right arm out to the side and inhale. As you exhale, let's open up neck muscles here. What are they up to? Are they tensing up? Are they trying to help you with this pose? Allow them to be soft. Find your drishti, your focal point. It could be up towards and past your right fingertips, or maybe down to the floor feels better in the neck. Make sure your left arm is not hyperextending at the elbow. Breathing. Exhale, release. Shifting the weight back into Hanumanasana prep or monkey prep. Flexing your right foot at the ankle. Easing into this hamstring stretch. Into a higher lunge. Make it yours. And stay low. Maybe extend one arm. Really listen to your back. Wiggle the toes. Make sure the right toes aren't gripping. Maybe the left arm comes up. Maybe hands are in prayer position, in front of the heart or reverse prayer. One more breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause. And release down. We're going to shift that right foot back into downward facing dog. Decompress, feel the body. Feel maybe some differences left and right side. Shift your weight to the right leg. Left leg lifts. Bend the left knee. Left foot coming forward into the lunge. I need to help my left leg get forward these days. Take your left fingertips, spread the left toes wide. Over left ankle. Left arm to the side. Remember, a little micro bend perhaps in your right elbow if you have hyperextending elbows. Begin to open, starting from the base of the spine, opening to the left. Find your drishti. Notice the jaw. Is there a little space between your upper and lower teeth? I have to share with you that the little wren has been singing, and I do so hope you can hear it when it sings. It just landed right outside my window and was checking me out. It has a little nest. Asana prep. Patience with the hamstrings. Softness in the neck, and the eyes and the jaw. Shifting the weight forward, tucking the right toes under, coming into a little bit higher lunge. Again, remember, this is yours. You can stay to the mat if you need a little more time there. Maybe both arms on the left thigh. Do engage the core muscles. Maybe one arm extends. Maybe both, honoring the body. Great stretch for the hip flexors. Great strengthener. Great balance work with your practice today. Hands together. Hands to heart pause. And then releasing. Hands down. Framing that left foot. We're going to step back to downward facing dog one more time. Do a little pedaling of the feet. Look forward. Bend both knees down, either step or jump forward. Here we are again in a little squat. Revisiting our side arm, side crane, side crow. And if your wrists, we've been doing a lot of work with the upper body already, it's going to get a little more intense now. So if you'd like to give your wrists a little relief, you can take a towel. I have a little yoga mat towel here that can give a little relief to the wrists by placing the wrists on top and the fingers down below. So that's one option. And remember, you don't have to take any body weight into the hands. This simply being here in this twist is a challenging. Fingers spread wide. Maybe both elbows are touching the outside of your right thigh. If they're not there, if you're here, I get that. It is going to be a much more challenging upper body workout. That's not bad, right? You get more challenge. I just want to give you that heads up if you're new to this pose. Some of you are already experienced practitioners and you're already there. So bravo to you. So you're going to start to shift your weight to the side. I'm touching both elbows to the outside of my right thigh. Maybe one foot comes off the ground. Maybe both. Maybe one leg extends. Maybe both. Woo! Play with it. Feeling great work in the biceps, the shoulders, and the core. We're going to revisit these on both sides. And I think we'll take one to center as well. But for now, remember to honor your wrists. Try to touch those elbows to the outside of your thigh. Start to shift your weight. Again, maybe one foot lifts off, maybe both. Maybe one leg straightens, maybe both. Great breakdancing movement. In between the two sides, when you give your wrists a little rest, you can always go back to the foot opener. So this is playtime. Give yourself some room to play wherever you are today. Elbows to the outside of the thigh. Another hint that's helped my students over the years is to allow the head to give you a little tripod there. I don't know if you can even see that. But that can give you a little stability as long as, and I caution this, as long as you don't create strain in the neck. So playing, walking your way through center, coming to the other side. You may have figured out you have a favorite side already, or maybe not. Hopefully you created a lot of heat, generated heat. We're going to do one more to the front. I'm turning sideways. Maybe it's easier to see me this way. Again, take as little or as much weight into the hands as you would like. Now, traditionally, this pose is done with the knees placed in the armpits. That doesn't work for my body proportions at all due to my short torso and longer legs, so that's not what I do. I lift my hips, I bend at the elbows, I place one shin on the back side of each arm. Still super challenging. That's crow or crane. So go ahead and play with it a few times. Maybe you want to hold it, that one pose, for a longer period of time than I do. You can touch the head down to the ground for stability, but again, to caution, protection of the neck, super important. So after you've had enough fun with crow, crane, go ahead and come back to center. Congratulate yourself for that work. We're going to give the hands a little bit of a rest now and come into a forearm plank. So, from here, press up through the shoulders, keep your hips in line with the body as best you can. You can do this with knees on the mat. We're going to lower a straight body, an inch or two, and then press up. Repeating. And breathing. If you feel the work coming into your back muscles, that is an indication to take a rest, or at the very least, place your knees on the ground. You want to keep the work more in the front side of the core and the shoulders. 2 more. And then allow the knees down. And press yourself back into a child's pose. Either arms extended or arms by your side, your favorite version. And bring them over to the right side, pressing your hips back evenly. Stretch out the left side body, left hip. Walking the arms through center. And over to the left. And back to center. Returning to regular plank. This can be done again with knees on the ground or not. I'm going to bring my knees down because we're doing push-ups and I'd like to do more. So this will help me do more reps. It's completely up to you. And also the positioning of the elbows. Traditionally in yoga and in Pilates, the elbows are in and they tickle the ribs on the way down. I'm going to give you the option, you always have the option of turning out the elbows or in. I'm going to start with out today. Different isolation of the triceps. Inhale and exhale and just start your practice. And go for 10 and then a rest with a stretch and then another 10. Are you breathing? Walking back into your child, bending at the elbows, hands together, thumbs to the spine. Stretching your triceps. If you're not feeling a stretch, maybe walk your elbows further from the knees or closer to the knees. Relaxing your neck and jaw muscles. And then releasing your hands to the mat. Make little teepees, little tents with the hands so you're up on the fingertips. The thumb pads as well. Stretches out the triceps in a different way. And rise on up. All right, coming to your side. We're going to come down onto the left forearm into side plank. So left leg extends, right leg stacks on top of the left. If this is too much, you can bring your left knee to the ground. Extending your right arm up. Stay here or begin to lift the top leg. In this case, the right leg. Lift and lower. And if it's a part of your practice, you would like to make contact between your right toe and the right index and middle fingers, extending up. Notice how that intensifies the work in the left supporting arm. Make it yours for 3 more breaths. Remembering intention, softening the eyes. 1 more breath. And then coming right through and over to the other side. Giving it our all. Maybe lifting the top leg repeatedly. So that's a good stabilizer for the hips. And again, if it's in your practice or if you'd like to try today, reach for the left big toe, index and middle fingers. Breathing for 3 more breaths. You got this. And releasing. We're going to do a really nice shoulder stretch now. Again, I'm going to turn sideways. I think you've all done this one before. This will be so nice to open up those shoulder muscles we just worked. So holding on, trying to do work for you. Allow the neck muscles to soften. It might help to press into your right fingertips. Your breath rhythm. Pressing into the right hand, returning to tabletop, switching sides, right arm out to the side, maybe up to the sky, honor your neck, breathing in, and then exhale, thread the needle, right shoulder to the floor, maybe pressing into the left fingertips. Soften the neck. Press into the left hand, rise on up. We're going to do that one more time to each side with another option. Let's see. Yes. Left arm up. Threading trip. Staying here. Or extending the right arm up to the sky. Remember to soften the neck. Bending the right elbow, reaching with the right fingertips for the inside of the left thigh, or at least in that direction. Gaining some purchase there so you can open up through the right pectoral muscles, shoulders. Breathe into it. Remember, non-harm. Find it challenging. Soft neck, soft eyes. One more breath in. Exhale, carefully release with the right arm first. I like to give it that extension before placing it on the floor. And then we'll switch to the other side, right arm up. Might feel a little different second time through. Maybe a little more released. Optional left arm up. Bending the left elbow, reaching behind the back, left fingertips in the direction of the right inner thigh. Allowing yourself a little spiral of openness. Left shoulder. Soften the neck. Full breath in. Exhale as you unwind. And let's even out the spine here now with some cat-cows, revisiting. All right, so we're going to bring the hands closer together, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, and we're going to come into a wide-legged down dog stretch. So find your neck in alignment with the whole spine. You may want to stay here, or you might want to bend one knee and then the other, shifting side to side. And then coming to center, bringing the forearms to the ground, interlacing your fingers, stay here. Or if it's in your practice, rise on up onto the balls of your feet. The crown of your head comes towards the floor, but not a lot. Well, in my practice, in my classes, I recommend no weight on the top of the head. So ideally, someone should be able to slide a piece of paper under the top of your head there. So your head is cradled by your hands. I'm just shifting my weight forward and back. I'm strengthening the upper body, honoring my back. You may find you want a wider stance here to honor the hips. Maybe you want your feet closer together. And if you'd like to explore a headstand, if it's in your practice, really pressing into those forearms. Think about trying to slide a piece of paper under your head, even though that can be a scary place to be. It's more precarious, right? Without that head for support. Sure is a great strengthener, great stress relief on your body. Whether you're in that wide-legged down dog inversion or a headstand or other, just connect with your breath. It's been a while since I've descended from that one. Not the most elegant out of it, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. Just having a little practice time, I am grateful for. So a couple more breaths again, wherever you are. I'm going to transition out by shifting our weight forward and back. Left hand to heart, right arm out to the side. Take a little spiral twist open. Honor your neck. Releasing right hand down. Spiraling from the base to the top. Releasing. Softness in the knees. Hands to the hip creases. Either straight spine rolling or rolling up to standing. It's your call. And either hop the feet together or heel toe them together. I'm going to mosey back to my mat. Hands to genie arms. We're going to do the controlled sit down. Yes, this is from Pilates. It's a great challenge. If your knees are saying no, or any part of the body says that's not for me, feel free to omit this part of the practice. We're going to attempt to lower to the floor without using our hands on the floor. Woo. Never an easy feat. Finding our way to fire log pose for a nice hip opener before Shavasana. I say nice, but it's intense. It's not my favorite. Fire log, bringing one shin parallel to the front of your mat. Always adapt as needed. Stacking the second leg on top. Eventually the knee will maybe make its way to your ankle, but for now, find a place of intensity as a hip opener, but most importantly, a place where you can breathe. So we're going to sit nice and tall here. Simple cross-legged poses welcome. If you're tired of cross-legged poses, you can sit with legs straight or maybe in hero pose. I'm going to place my hands behind me for some leverage here. And then with a straight spine, hinge forward. We will take this fire log on the other side with the other leg on top. Just a few more breaths. Rising back on up. Ooh. Carefully unwind. We're going to come into staff pose before we go to the other side. Just feel the body here for a moment. Let the legs relax. Lift the heart to the sky. And return to center. Exploring the other side. This side's a little more open for me for whatever reason, so I'm using a small an object with a lower height to support the top knee. Hands behind you if you wish. Find some length in the spine. Not an easy thing to do when maybe your hips are really talking to you. Breathing, hinging your spine forward, maybe a quarter of an inch. Remembering intentions. Checking in with your breath rhythm. Maybe you feel a little release. Give yourself a little extra time. Might be small, but it's significant. Carefully release. Return to that staff pose. Little shake out. Scooch back a little. Bending your right knee, allowing the right knee to melt to your side. You have a strap, base of your left foot, to create length in your spine before folding forward. So your upper body can relax here. I personally like to take a little lean to each side to open up all the connective tissues and muscles above my hips, because that is a trouble spot for me. So you may find that you appreciate this lean to one side, and you may want to stay leaning to one side or staying square toward your front leg. Taking advantage of this gift of time, so hard to find throughout our day, switching sides. Folding forward and exploring again, either the squaring off towards the front leg or maybe a little side to side, or a little bit of both. So this gift of time, I think a lot of us feel pressure because we're at home, right? We have so much to accomplish, jobs, kids of all ages, trying to stay well. But we do have a different pattern, right? We've been at this for what, a month now? We have time, and so there's an added pressure of, am I spending this time well? Am I going to look back on this time and think I've squandered it? And that's a different kind of pressure. So I'm so grateful to all of you who are taking time to take care of yourselves, maybe watching this video, maybe watching others. I'm taking a lot of classes myself. So I want to allow yourself during this Shavasana period to carefully come up. Appreciate the fact that you are spending time well. Taking any time for yourself allows yourself, as you know, to be more giving to the myriad other people, creatures, places that need our love right now, starting with self. So I'm going to stay seated for this Shavasana. So you know I'm aware of time. It's going to be a short but sweet Shavasana, just about 6 minutes. So I encourage you to lie down, maybe knees bent to protect your back if it's a little sensitive, or maybe classic Shavasana, maybe legs up the wall. Turn to your regular breathing. Maybe cover up with a layer. Stay comfortable. And allow yourself this gift of time for healing, allowing your practice to settle in to your mind, body, spirit. And with that, I'll stop talking. on your next breath in. And then maybe a sigh, starting with the fingers and the toes. Eventually bending the knee on your side. And on your own time, returning to a comfortable seated posture of your choice. Drawing the hands together and hands to your heart. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. And may you live with ease. Namaste. No matter what day it is and where you are, I do wish you well, and I hope to see you in person very soon. Take care.